Hold on to your hats, folks, because Elon Musk is at it again. This time, he set his sights on the federal government. Over the weekend, acting as a presidential advisor, Musk issued a doozy of a directive. Federal employees were told to submit a list of 5 accomplishments from the previous week, and the kicker? The deadline was Monday at midnight. You might be thinking, okay John, a little accountability never hurt anyone, but here's the rub: Musk threatened potential termination for those who didn't comply. You heard that right, folks. List your achievements or pack your desk. This demand, delivered via the Office of Personnel Management, OPM, sent shockwaves through the federal workforce. Imagine the panic, the confusion, the frantic scrambling to justify a week's worth of work in a few bullet points. Needless to say, this ultimatum wasn't exactly met with open arms. In fact, it sparked a legal firestorm that's got everyone talking. Musk's directive landed with the subtlety of a Tesla crashing into a SpaceX rocket launch. A lawsuit filed in California seeks to block the threatened mass firings. The plaintiffs didn't mince words, calling the directive one of the most massive employment frauds in history. They argue that the demand is illegal and have a point. No OPM rule, regulation, policy, or program has ever required such reporting. Adding to the chaos, federal agencies responded to Musk's directive with a level of consistency usually reserved for, well, the federal government. Some agencies, like the Social Security Administration and the Department of Transportation, fell in line and instructed employees to comply. Others, including the FBI, State Department, and Defense Department, advised employees to sit tight and ignore the email. The Department of Homeland Security even went as far as to say no action was needed. It's enough to make your head spin. As you might expect, Musk's power play has ignited a political firestorm. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle have voiced their concerns, criticizing the directive as heavy-handed and unreasonable. Senator John Curtis, R. Utah, even went so far as to call for compassion, highlighting the negative impact on federal employees. Unions, unsurprisingly, are also up in arms. Everett Kelly, president of the American Federation of Government Employees, slammed Musk's actions, calling them a blatant attempt to intimidate and silence federal workers. The message from both politicians and unions is clear. Musk's attempt to shake up the federal government is facing stiff resistance. So, what's Musk's justification for this chaotic demand? He calls it a pulse check, claiming that some federal employees are essentially clocking in and then, well, that's about it. He even suggested that non-existent people or the identities of dead people are being used to collect paychecks. Now, there's no evidence to support these claims. And let's be honest, folks, this smells less like a genuine attempt to improve efficiency and more like a power grab. Musk's actions come on the heels of mass federal workforce reductions. Thousands have already been fired or pressured into accepting buyouts. It seems Musk's pulse check is just another beat in his march to dismantle the federal government as we know it. The question remains, will this latest move be his undoing, or will he steamroll over opposition like a Cybertruck through a parking lot? Stay tuned, folks, because this story is far from over.